And those of you that are with us this evening, thank you for allowing us to stand side by side with you all to present this performance of Whispering Leaves. Now, I'm just here to promote the survey. This, as Louise will eloquently say, this is a work in progress, but you're part of this journey now. And we've asked you before you came in to fill out a short survey, and we've given you a part B. So before you leave this evening, we'd really love for you to fill that survey out, because it's incredibly important that we learn from you about where we can take this going forward. And before I hand over to Louise, I just want to ask everybody to switch off your mobile devices or anything that buzzes or jizzes, so we don't disturb the actors when they're performing. So I'm now going to hand over to the playwright, Louise Helfgott.
Thank you, Kim. I would like to start this event by acknowledging the importance of and paying respect to the traditional custodians of the land, their elders past and present, and the continuing cultural and spiritual practices of local Aboriginal people. Thank you for turning up this evening, and supporting community theatre. By being here today, you are all part of a project that has been nearly 3 years in the making and still continues to unravel. The Yaburgurt project was born out of a small discussion at a local monthly meeting group called Bardi's Talking, and has evolved into a $190,000 art installation, thanks to royalties for regions, and we've appointed Peter Farmer to do an amazing artwork that will be soon put up outside the Mandurah Performing Arts Centre. It's also part of a community awareness campaign, and of course the theatrical production to commemorate the life of such a remarkable individual. I'd also like to thank the Mandurah Baptist College and the City of Mandurah and Alcoa for making this production possible. There is potential for this project to go much further, and you all are now a part of shaping that experience. The performances of Whispering Leaves this weekend are a pilot project to canvass community support and opinions on the production. We are seeking feedback and suggestions to make this production better, and community backing to take this project further. We are excited about sharing the story of Yaburgurt with you here today, but would love to take this to broader audiences across the region. So please share your thoughts and suggestions, and if you enjoy the production today, do let us know so that we can take this message with your support to the wider public. Thank you.
Got him. There'll be a more at each feed tonight. Very still. No movement. You hold high like this. Before he knows you watching, you throw it hard. You try. You going for the yonga or the tree? Like this. You try. You catching the children? No yonga? No one tell you they don't live in Bilya?
Uncle Dun did teach me.
He teach you? He must have had a bad teacher then.
He said you teach him.
Me? Nah, he lie. If I show him, he get it right. You tell him. He need more practice. What? You just gonna leave it there? We never waste Mirani. Food. You really gotta talk Nyunga, young up, or it loses you. And if it starts losing you young fellas, then it loses us all. And we no more speak Noongar.
What's wrong with that?
You lose Noongar, you lose culture. And if you lose culture, you lose you. Now you understand? Just talk softly. Whisper it so them waddlers don't hear you, or you get in big trouble. So that Yonga gonna lose you too if you don't get him.
You gonna help me, Uncle?
Bad joints. Getting too old. Moored each feed that night. We built up the fire, the Carla, chopped the young up and threw it on the hot coals. Elliot and the other yoga had collected yams, jubuk and born, and we threw them on the ashes too. That born burn your mouth out. When our bellies were full to bustin', the corroboree began. You listening? I was just talking about the corroboree. We sleep well that night, and in the morning, long walk to Barragup. There we built a munga in Booyah. You remember how to build?
Of course I do, Unc. We make trap from sticks and bushes, cross the water. Feed neck in middle, leave one small hole for cackers to swim through. We build platform on both sides, and we wait. And wait. And wait. Jujit. Fish come. He caught in manga, but more and more come. See brothers and sisters trap, but swim into manga too.
Jilgit. Silly buggers. Easy to spear 'em. Hey, Wally. Get that bugger before he get away. Wanjum, quick. There. He getting away. Wally. Look at that monster. He'll feed out the tribe alone. One by one, we get 'em till the munga become red with blood, and our shoulders sore from throwing the gidgee. One time, we move very slowly, careful not to frighten Jilgit, and suddenly, huge scream. Wally shouting, a crab had bit him, yelling and screaming. Wanjup behind him, laughing his head off. Turned out, Wanjup was crab. Should have seen Wally's face when he found out. He was about to spear Wanjup. He was that wild.
What happened, Unc?
Wanjup survived. Haha, they were Murdich days. We work hard, we rest hard. You young fellas all tuck it out after catching one or two. We go for hours. Big tribe. Lots of hungry mouths to feed. Oh, Jilgit hungry after long muckaroo, hunting yonga. When it go dark, we build the fire and wrap 'em in bark. Bury 'em in hot ashes till the smoke climb high in the sky. After they cook, we pull out insides, peel off scales and skin, and eat the rest. Quaba. In those days, Bilya full of mullet and brim. Not like now. All those wadgulers fish 'em out. We Nyungas are careful. We know no fish next season if we're greedy today. And we sit around the fire, feasting and yarning till the moon go down. We keep that fire burning bright to scare away the Janak. And in the morning, we wake to the songs of the Coolbardis and Wardongs. Them Coolbardis, they smart ones. Did you know they can talk? And they protect their babies, their nearney? Cheeky. They go round and round our culloch looking for scraps of mullet. Lazy buggers. They should catch their own tucker instead of stealing ours. And we chase 'em away before they pinch all our breakfast. We keep that fire going all day. The Banksia knob keep it burning, and we take it with us in the morning before it gets hot. The yoga would go digging for barley grubs and yam and fill up their kulamon with water. Us fellas, we go hunting for kara. What's this doing here? Hear that? That wardon? Ocean totem? What you telling me? Talk louder. Tell me what I need to know. I don't understand what you're saying. When it gets hot, we sit under the gum tree and rest before Yaburgurt come running again. It was a good life. A rich life. Much better than now, younger. And we had a respectful distance between us and Wadulars. They built houses near the inlet and on the bilya. We built ours upstream, on the edge of town. They lived their lives building and building and more building. We make our colour and move on. Follow younger. They say, they farming and growing those long grasses with the fat ears on top of them. They chop 'em down when they get really big and yellow and take 'em to Cooper's mill. We go east, go hunting, come back for Yaburgurt. Them Wadulars see us coming back and bring out bags and bags of white flour from mill. They give us some and we give 'em back younger. We make lots of damper from that white flour and it tastes really good when it comes out hot from the ashes. Sometimes the Wadular give us that sweet white flour they call sugar, and we go crazy over that. Like I said, we got on just fine with a healthy distance between us, but then more and more of them started coming in their white sailboats. We scared of those boats, us blackfellas. We think they carry spirits of our dead folk. We call them Janga, ghosts. We think those Wadulars are our dead people. We think right. Anyways, they take and take more and more of our land till the distance between us comes smaller and smaller. They bring sheep and cows and they say they need lots of land to grow hay to feed 'em. They don't know how to share, them Wadulars. They build fences around their houses, fences to keep us out of the land we've been looking after for thousands of seasons, long before they came. Look, younger, tracks. Reckon that younger been here? Maybe we sit and wait for 'em to come back. We go hungry sometimes when we can't catch anything. And then one of our young fellas, not much older than you, he gives you their sheep. Course we never see it like that. All Mirany was for the taking, just like we never own younger. We only catch what we need to feed our mob. We don't know that taking the sheep is wrong, according to Wadular law. We saw 'em taking more and more of our budja, our land, and we getting pushed further and further away from our camping grounds. Sometimes they get out their firing sticks that make loud noises and they point 'em at us. We know they angry then, but we don't know why. We done nothing wrong. Sometimes they give us flour and sugar, and other times they get angry and shout and fire their sticks, those guns, in the air, and we run like the wind to get away. No younger here, they ain't silly, not hanging round to get gidged. We learned those Wadulars are real temperamental fellas. 1 minute friendly, the next cruel wild, and after a while we learn who's cobber and who to hide from. They have funny names too, them Wadulars. Tuckies and Coopers and Suttons, and that mean bloke, Peel. Firing at us was his way of yarning, but that Melbourne Tucky, he more rich. he give me a gun one day and show me how to use it. I try it out, but no good. I give it back to him and he say, "Did you catch anything?" I say, "First time, I fire and I miss him. Second time, I hit the same place." He laugh and laugh. Cardi mob them wadulars. Anyways, I'm getting ahead of myself. This was all much later. I was telling you about the early days, in the 30s, when I was a little Kullinga, following my daddy around. King Winjan, as the wadulars call him. Don't know what he was king of. Maybe the Yonga, and Waich, and Ngarlak, ducks. You know, we used to go diving for 'em. We'd jump into the buoy and catch 'em by their legs. They weren't too fast, those ducks. One time, when I'm just a Kulunga,
I'm jibber-jabbling under the water. Can't see nothing. It's so dark. And I'll grab something hairy. I figure it's a waich, and I'm burying it by the leg. Turns out, it ain't no waich at all. It's Uncle Wombat. And he's yelling and screaming that a big Georgia has got him. I never laughed so much as then. I laughed so much, I fall in the billiard and nearly drown. Talking about nearly drowning, us Congo used to play this game about who could hold their heads down longest in the billiard. I know, it's Cardi, but we had fun, especially when the old fellas weren't watching us. They used to try and scare us to keep out of the billiard. They say that Wargle's whiskers are washed up in the water, and even Cayenne whisker, full of poison, make you real winyan.
you know my stories real well, Younger. Now you tell 'em. They become your stories. You remember the story about how the Wargle gave birth to its Kulunga in the estuary, and how the Kulunga went uphill to make the billiard? That better. Getting old. Yeah, so we believe 'em for a little while, but then we forget again and go back to our game. Anyways, as I was saying, turns out Noah was champ. He holds his breath so long, he turned blue just like the booyah. He was real mudich. Just as well. Reckon it saved his life that day. But let's not talk about that. You are, Younger. Not ready yet. Anyways, me, Nobba, and the rest not so mudich. One day, while Yaburgurt tribe passed by, we never had much in common with them mob.
They a bad lot. Intermarry. And run around too much with other yoga. So mostly, we keep away. But one of their Kulunga join us. Langa. He dive into the billiard, and we waiting and waiting for him to come up. Bulla, waiting, and still no sign. So we start looking for him up and down the billiard, and up he come, gasping for air. He down so long, he just about passed out. Well, that did it. No one no longer champ, and he was real mad, and he chased that Nanga away, and the rest of us think they look real funny. Every time we go to the billiard to play that game again, we tease him about that Nanga Kulunga coming back. No one ever played that game anymore, and he get real mad at us for teasing him. But if we too naughty, us Kulunga, the yoga tell us, you carry on silly like that, the Jannat come and take you, turn you into those stars in the sky. They'd soon stop us. At Cadillac night, we'd look up at the stars and shiver. We'd wonder what them Kulunga did to be up there. Must have been real bad. Cadillac after Cadillac. lonely and cold. We feel real sorry for him. You reckon it can happen to me?
You are, younger. I don't think you're going to end up like that. If those Yorgers say anything to you, you tell me. I won't let them turn you into a star.
We love looking at him, all bright and shiny, but we get a bit scared of him too, like they might suddenly fall out of the sky and come back with a janet and get us too. Sometimes we see them shooting star, and we wonder if Gullinga is falling from the sky, maybe escaping or maybe dying. But no one can tell us, because no one ever come back from being a star. When I've been naughty, I only say I'm gonna go there.
Is that what she say? I think she was kidding you. But I'll talk to her. We got scared about lots of things, younger. Us Gullinga. Sometimes I have a bad dream and get real scared. And I cuddle up to my ngang and Mummy. But her real name, Kayla. One night, she have a dream that her Yaburgurt get real big. She lie in her colour and sing in dream. And she see where the bees keep their gumba, honey. So in her dream, she take the honey and put it in trees. When she wake up, she tell us where to find the honey. We think Mummy know everything. Especially when Daddy got locked up. You don't know that? Kaya, even the king. Some wadula give him a leg of sheep. I remember it tastes real funny. We were talking about how it wasn't as murich as younger. When those settlers come by, they got real mad. 'Cause obviously we must have stole it. What wadula gonna give us, Dodge? Us Gullinga hid in the bush, but the king, he just sat there and finished his lunch. He done nothing wrong. Next thing we know, they come back and take my daddy away. And they lock him up for 3 months. Can you imagine that? The king locked up for 3 months. He lucky to come out again. Would have been the end of me. 1 week bad enough. But that's another story. Got put in jail for being drunk, 'cause this wadula brought us grog. No white man would do that. You gotta be lying. But then he come back, that wadula who gave us the grog. And the monarch asked him, why? And he looking a bit scared now and says, just having a bit of fun. And the monarch tell him off and he say, sorry, and promises not to do it again. So they let him off. But he put us both in jail for a week. Says we drunk. And it was real winyan, younger. You don't want to go there. No room to throw a gidgee or coolie or light a curler. Not that we could. They take everything off us. They say, weapons are dangerous. We give 'em back when you leave. But I'm still waiting to get my coolie back. When I throw 'em, they always come back. So Elliot and me, we were real glad when we got out of there. And we go back to the tribe to tell 'em. And they say they never gonna do anything to cause them to be locked up, like us. The king was real winyan. Us Noongas need to be free. They can take away our coolies and our gidgees. They can even take our pride. As soon as they take away our freedom, then it's all finished. But I don't need to tell you. You know it, don't you, younger? Just like every blackfella knows. It's in our blood. Anyways, so I come out and they give me the job of delivering the post. Make no sense at all. One minute, they take everything off us, 'cause they don't trust us. The next, they show me how much they trust me by giving me the most important job. You figure that out, Yaburgurt, and you tell me what it means. But I like delivering the post. I get to know everyone, and they all say, "Here's George with our mail." That's the name they give me, 'cause them modulars can't get their tongue around Yaburgurt. I get to be a real important man in the community, just like the king before me. And sometimes them modulars call me king. But I reckon Billy Dower king, and I tell 'em, but they say, "No, you king." So I decide I'm king too. One day, that Prince of Wales come to Pinjarra. He come all the way from England, and I meet him. His name George too. Funny about that. I say to him, "Me king all same as you." He give me a funny look, but then he just laugh and shake my hand. That funny custom. Shake hand. First time someone try it on me, I think they're gonna pinch my gidgee, so I'll hold it up high. And they run off, real quick. But then I tell 'em, and they come back. They realize I'm not gonna hurt them, and they trust me again. Or maybe they just realize they can't get rid of me. I survived that day. And I survive everything else too. But that's another story. Yaburgurt, not yet. Maybe Benang, soon. There's plenty of work for us Noongas. Most of it for nothing. But we don't mind, as long as Boss Murich. You know, I started working for Alf Thomas. He had his farm at Ravenswood, and I do all the odd jobs, helping planting the seed and harvesting them too, looking after the pigs and chooks. Alf was all right as far as bosses go, and he made sure that Yaburgurt and I were well looked after. But he kept calling her Susan, 'cause he couldn't say her proper name. Funny how them modulars think they know everything, but they can't say our names. One time, there was a fight. Not me. Old Warrup and his missus were fighting. But it wasn't a fair fight. He was lunging at her and hurting her real bad. Never knew what it was about, but he was really getting stuck into her when I came along to try stop him. That was it. He'd get real mad and start laying into me. Next thing I know, I'm lying cold on the ground, bleeding and aching all over. Mr. Thomas take me to Pinjarra Hospital. First time I've been there, and I don't like it one bit. Had to lie down all day, and nurses feeding me porridge and all sorts of tucker I ain't used to. I don't mind the nurses too much. They're real nice looking. But I'm still glad to get out of there and back to work. Just as well too. I needed that job. Soon all the other wives come. Old Warrup think it's bad he got one. I end up with 6. All of 'em except for Yaburgurt, given to me. Lost their fellas. I look after 'em. I give you good advice, Yaburgurt. 1 wife, too much. 6 wives, finish you off proper. Maybe that what killed King. But he only end up with 3. He died in 1884, just after I got out. After everything he'd been through. It was that old age Januck get him in the end. Strange thing about Noich, death. He slip away quiet, silent like a whisper, a whispering wind that swirl around him and carry him away. I reckon when I die, I slip away like spirit to Warden, back home to my totem. When I was little, we chased billera, leaves, down the buya.
Murich fun. The way the water swept them up, over the budja, and how they crash down if they don't get stuck. Down the bilya, and they chase us too. Those billara, sometimes they get ahead of us. Sometimes we get ahead of them, but together we follow the bilya.
That billera has a life of its own. I tell you, once it goes, gone forever. And we're chasing the wind. It whispers to us, over the budja, across the buya, on the warden. You find me. But younger, I don't know what I'm looking for. But I hear it. I don't know if it's real or spirit. Maybe you help me find it. Help catch those billera. Go on. One day, I'm at the bilya chasing leaves when Mr. Cooper come along. We stare long time at each other. And I wait. And he wait. Like this. Till he mumble, "You got a light?" A light? I don't know what he talking about. Then he pulls out some tobacco and rolls paper around it, making one of those sticks them modulars like to put in their mouths and blow smoke. First time I see 'em, I think they sending signals to other modulars, 'cause they all start coming then. Never understand them modulars. Anyways, I start spinning a stick in the dry tinder till the fire catches, and I give him his light, and he's so happy to smoke his stick, he give me a bottle of rum. I reckon I got the better deal, but I make sure I hide it this time. Yaburgurt not silly, not get caught twice. George Sutton ain't a bad fella. Elliot and me go camping on his farm, and he gives us work, and he feed us and buy us kerosene for our lamps. I say to Vi, his yoga, one day, "Give me sixpence," and she say, "What do you want sixpence for, George?" So I say, "I always come ask you for kerosene. You give me kerosene. You give me sixpence, I'll go over and buy my own." But she don't believe me. She think I want more of a nibble of that rum, and so she no give me sixpence. Another time, Vi, she want to keep my voice. You see, one day I go to that show, you know, the King Show. What they call it?
Royal show.
Kaya, that's it. Royal Show. Don't know why they call it that. I never see that Prince of Wales there. Anyways, I can't believe everything they got there. So I'm whinging about everything. When I get back, which is unlike me, 'cause I'm a real quiet fella. What you saying? I'm not. Most times, I say nothing. You want to know everything, younger. I talk. Anyways, this Daisy lady, she friend of Vi's. She catches my voice into this waxy round thing. She gets it to start spinning and I jump. That waxy thing sound just like me. How they do that? Stealing my voice when I ain't looking. I get real scared. What if voice don't come back? I go very quiet then. till I find it again. When we get scared or feel bad, we visit our bilya, our mother, our aunt. We say, the bilya wash away all bad things, everything that frightens us, like our mother did. Bilya keep us safe, look after us. That's why we call it that. It means umbilical cord, joining us to our mother. But not even bilya wash away that janak, bad memory. You really want to know what happened that day, Youngup? In Punjab? 'Cause you know if I tell you, it becomes yours. You gotta live with it for the rest of your life. I can't take it back.
You really gonna tell me, Aunt?
Kaya, I tell you. But are you real sure you want to know?
I really want to know.
'Cause it real winyan. Hard to remember, hard to forget. I don't know it then, but looking back later, it's like it was all leading up to something. Like I was saying, before we kept getting pushed further and further away from our camping grounds, and it was getting harder and harder for us. So Culliot, he great leader, he organised resistance mob against that Thomas Peel and his mob. Culliot get 23 warriors, and they go after that Peel fella. He real lucky that they don't spear him that day, but another settler, not so lucky. He get killed. They are soldier men, those Binjarab warriors, just doing their job, protecting our land, our way of life. But that ain't the way the bosses in Perth see it. And then that real big boss Sterling, he decided he gonna teach us a lesson. One morning in Cambering, I never forget as long as I live. We were camping along the Binjarab Bilya. There are a big mob of us then. It was a cold, wet morning, and we huddled up in our kulak. I look outside and see Wardong. He looking at me. I know something wrong then. Wardong only come before someone die, and I feel real scared. I go back inside kulak, but the dwert, the dogs, start growling. Then everyone knows something's real wrong. Some warriors put on a puka and go outside looking. The rain coming down heavy, like a grey blanket, and it's hard to see what's going on. The dwert barking and barking. Even the parrots start chirping. So all of us come out of our kulak to see what spooked them. And that's when we saw them. They must have crossed the Bilya, and they were real close to our camp. Wadulars on horses. They start firing, but they ain't trying to scare us. They aiming to hit us. And hit's what they did. We try fighting back. Our Gidgee get one or two of them, but our Gidgee no match against their guns. One by one, our mob fell. Old fellas, Yorga, even little Kulunga, they rush camp. They shoot 'em man, shoot 'em Yorga, shoot 'em Kulunga, and they shoot 'em Dwert too. One by one, they pick us off, and the ground become red with our blood. We try escaping. We run to the Bilya, but it no good. Not mother anymore. On other side, another group of Wadulars waiting. We are trapped, like Gilgit in Munga, but no hole for Kulunga to escape. Trapped between two mobs of Wadulars, firing at us, Bang, bang, bang. We try swimming upstream, but they keep firing and firing. Bang, 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 till the billiard turned red too. Somehow I get away. Only little fella, and I hide in those bushes on the banks of the billiard until it goes quiet for a bit. And then I take off into the scrub further up. I run fast like the wind in them days, and when I find a spot that looks safe, I hide under a bush and watch. I watch my brothers and sisters fall, my cousins, uncles and aunties. They are all falling round me like a flock of birds crashing down from the skies, hurting and howling in pain. The lucky ones are them that are killed straight away, and the fresh morning air fills with the sickening smell of smoke and blood and Norch, death. Mummy, Daddy, where are you? Where are you? I crouched there for a long, long time, till the world goes silent around me. And then I find her. My mummy. She's covered in blood. I try moving her, but she's gone. I sit there and wail for a long, long time, till my daddy come pick me up in his big arms. Later on, they say they only killed a few of us. They say we start firing first with our gidgee. They call it a battle, the Battle of Pinjarra. But those of us left, those of us who survived that day, and I'm telling you, there were hardly any of us left. We know it ain't no battle. Many years later, we call it what it is, a massacre. A couple of seasons later, I become a man. But I reckon I become a man that day. Lost my mummy and my brother and most of my family. I reckon I grow up 10 years in one day. They said they only teach us a lesson not to fight 'em, not to resist. But I reckon they were real scared after a Wadjala got killed. One Wadjala death, same as 100 Noongar deaths. Sometimes at night, round the campfire, I hear 'em. Yaburgurt, Yaburgurt, Yaburgurt. Say my name. Yaburgurt, Yaburgurt, Yaburgurt. Whispering through the grasses, getting louder and louder, until it's more like a roar through the trees. I hide from 'em, behind the bushes, behind the budja, the rocks. But they keep calling me, begging me to remember 'em. Don't, I'd call out. Leave me alone. You Janak, you Janak. But they call back. Yaburgurt, Yaburgurt. Say my name. Don't forget. And I crumble on the ground where no one's looking. And it all comes back. The blood-red billiard, the smell of death, the gun smoke, the charge of horses. There was nowhere to run. I live on. So many didn't. I live on to tell the story of what happened that day. But no one want to know, except you, Younger. Too much shame. Winyan. That's why I'm telling you, so it's never forgotten. Years later, them Wadjalas start their government departments, and they put us under flora and fauna. Maybe that's how they can sleep at night, thinking of us like that. Talking about Flora, we Noongar, we know how to look after them flowers. One day, my cousin, she picked them special orchid to give to my auntie. I remember she was a little Kurunga then, maybe 5 or 6, and auntie go mad at her and smack her very hard. Auntie say, "You pick flower, you destroy garden for everyone else. You never pick another flower, like we never touched that muja, the Christmas tree, our spirit tree, and it talked to us, tell us to be strong. We are strong. We think nothing can defeat us after that day. Nothing except diseases. You don't remember 'em, huh? Them modulars gave us blankets. Course we take 'em. Like we take everything they give. Sugar, flour, grog. We take all of it. Not that it did us any good. And we take the blankets too. Though we had no need for 'em. We wear our bukas, our kangaroo skins, and they keep us real warm. But we think that blankets must be warmer, 'cause them modulars wear 'em. But we are real wrong. That's when things get real bad, in the 40s and the 80s as well. Our people start getting sick, coughing and coughing, high fevers, the flu, the measles, all their diseases. We had no medicine against them. No matter how strong we are, no defense against them horrible diseases. And thousands of fit, healthy Noongars start dying. Those of us who survived the massacre have no way of surviving this. It was terrible, Younger. Terrible. The moans and crying, the endless thirst that no Kulamon could fix, the burning up and shivering cold that no fire could warm up. You should have seen it. No one should see such bad things. Our proud people falling down like swatted flies. We figure nothing else could get us after that. We figure wrong. And I lose more aunties, uncles and cousins. Still, Dad and me, we live on. You know, we never figure out it's the blankets that's killing us. And we still wear 'em. Like somehow they give us acceptance among modulars. Like we become like 'em. Our people are great imitators, Younger. We can imitate that Yonga and that wedge and that Coolbardy warbling, the wardong with them wardonging. And we can imitate them modulars too. Maybe if we aren't such good imitators, we might survive a bit longer. You know, thousands and thousands of seasons we survive. No big problem. Maybe a spearing or a bone pointing. But you know you done something real bad to cause that. Then along come them modulars, uninvited. They invade our land, and in one generation, we go from bulla bulla, thousands of us, to only a few. But we got to learn to forgive. It seems, Younger, we have 2 choices in life, to love or hate. You see, we got every reason to hate them modular for what they have done to us. But if we hold on to that hate, we know better than them. Only love make us better. Grudge is no good for anyone. Make people sick. We already have too much sickness in our bodies and our heart. We got to let go and move on. Like that river. It don't stop for no one. It was a long time till we have enough people for another corroboree. Long time till we can stop thinking about that day, to celebrate anything again. But when we did, it was amazing, Young-up. All day long, we're collecting sticks and twigs to make the kala.
Big ones round the edges, little ones and kindling in the middle. And we make another one and another one, till we have a whole row of them. And after marrying, we make a big circle round the bulla, kala.
Men on one side, Yoga and Kulanga on the other, and old Winjan in the middle conducting it. The Marmon banging the wanda, clapping the sticks, and singing. Never miss a beat. We kept in perfect time. The dancers make their way to the middle of the circle, banging their feet up and down to the beat. It's magical, Young-up, magical. Scaring them Janak away, telling them Wadulars who's boss here. We dance all night to get rid of them bad memories. Forgetting is surviving. You should have seen us then, with our bodies painted red and white, across our faces and chest, with the witch feathers dangling down the front. We, strong warriors, fighters. What you telling me? Where you been? I know where you going. You fall off them tree in Jiren. Fall in Bilya and follow them bends and turns, above them whirlpools and them eddies till you reach the ocean. No more a Billara, but a whisper of the past. Like me, like I will be. But you listen hard, and you hear me, you see me. I, Yaburgurt, thunder up, Malak Borangu from Binjaramob, born, Kulin Yinup, Totem Warden. You remember me. I am there, in the sunset, at night, on the red budja, in the wind, and I whisper your name. My spirit sees your spirit. My totem meets your totem. That's how you know me. Remember me, Young-up, but remember, never say my name.
Thank you so much, Theo Keering Sr. and Theo Keering Jr. Did a great job, thank you. And I just wanted to let you know that the playwright Louise Helfgott is here, Karen Francis, the director, and obviously Theo Keering Sr. and Jr. would be happy to talk to you about what you just seen this evening. And just to remind you that we give you the Part Bs to fill out, those little surveys. Just hand them back after you fill them out to anybody in a white T-shirt. And we really thank you so much for coming this evening. We're very grateful. Thank you.